Yeah, I hate bad news.
Well, it's like, look, man, I'm just tired of people dying. You know, that's 100% honest, man. I'm just tired of fucking people dying. So especially people that I'm close to, it sucks. So.
You want to talk about it?
I mean, we could. You know, his name was Jay Brisco. He was, one of the guys at Ring of Honor. He was like pretty much Ring of Honor day one, and he died in a car crash. Just got a text about an hour ago.
Fuck.
About it. Yeah. So news hasn't even broke yet. It just now started breaking, but I got a text before the news broke, and yeah, I was in a really good mood before that happened. So, but
I'm sorry about that. That's a
life's
bummer.
too short, man. And he had a wife and kids, and what's crazy is like the more like I'm reading into it, he died in a car crash in the town that I used to live in when I lived in Maryland, which is just blows my mind even more. So
why does it blow your mind?
just because he doesn't even live in Maryland. He lives in Sandy Fork, Delaware. Which is next to Maryland.
I mean, a car crash is a car crash, though.
Yeah.
No matter where it's at, it's
For
just
sure.
shitty across the board.
It's very shitty across the board. It was just one of those things where it's just like where it happened, like in my old town, and the town's like really small. I'm just like, wow, holy crap, So, yeah, rest in peace, Jay, man. He was one of the real ones, man. He was.
How old is he?
He's in his 40s. Yeah, Raider fan like me. Just
You're a Raider fan?
Yeah, big Raider fan.
Oh,
yep, Raider fan, and just we would always talk about football, and we were watching soccer in the back. I forgot what big soccer game it was, but it was me, him, PJ Black, his brother, Mark, and just a couple of the other boys, and we were all sitting there huddling around my phone, my little iPhone. We were all watching the soccer game because we were all at TV that day. And we were all waiting for our matches and stuff. So yeah, man, he was always really, really good to me, and always really good to anybody that he talked to. I've never heard of anybody say anything bad about Jay ever, and it sucks. It really does. Coming off a really, really good weekend that I just had, and then getting that news sucks. So,
well, let's change frames. Talk about the weekend.
I just flew in today. I literally just got in probably about 2 hours ago. My flight was a little delayed because of the storage containers above the where we sit. The lady apparently went to go shut it and broke the fucking handle. So they had to have maintenance come on the plane because it just couldn't stay open. So they went and they took it off of the had the person's stuff up there go somewhere else. But yeah, it delayed us by about 30 minutes. But it wasn't, it wasn't too bad. Like that, I thought that was pretty funny. And usually I don't have Wi-Fi going from from SLO to Denver because they put us on really, really small planes. On Friday when I flew out at like 6 in the morning, I think I flew out like 5 it was like 5 in the morning because I was up at 2. The plane had Wi-Fi, so it was great. So I put on my favorite Disney movie and fell asleep. And
which is
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Brawn.
Nah, Beauty and the Beast, man. I love that movie. It was a live action one. Fell asleep to that, and then I went and did the pay-per-view on Friday night. Got to tag with one of my close friends, which was a lot of fun. And then did TV on Saturday, which was very long. Usually I'm not in like really big programs at this place. And now Vince Russo is writing for them, which is, a very big name in pro wrestling, and put me in like a main event spot like right away. So I did vignettes and promos, and I was in almost in every segment. And so I was going nonstop for like 8 hours.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was pretty
draining.
Yeah, it was, and on top of that, wrestling. So I wrestled like 3 matches. I was in gear all day. Yeah, pretty much. While still eating clean on the road, and
well, that goes without saying.
Yeah. Well, but it's crazy because you look at people in the locker room, right? And I started doing this because I've never been like a body guy, but now I'm kind of considered a body guy, right? I always look at what people are eating in the locker room. I always do, and it's just one of those things that I'm because like if you're not investing in yourself, why is a company going to invest in you? It's kind of
Say that again.
If you're not investing in yourself, why would a company invest in you?
Correct.
You know, so I'm just watching people eat like Whataburger and like just junk, and I'm sitting there, me and my buddy who was my tag partner on Friday, we're sitting there eating like just fish. And
Are the people eating Whataburger fat shits?
I don't want. They're not. They could be in better shape.
Are they fat?
They have some fluff.
What does fluff mean? 25%, 30% body fat, or like 18%?
I would probably go like 25. 30.
That's fat shit, dude.
I'm trying to be nice.
Well, leave it to me to not be nice.
Leave it to you not to be nice. Yeah, I was trying to be nice. But yeah, no, I'm just more cautious on like what I've been eating, and then because I burned like just so many calories, I was hungry at the end of like the match. I had my meals and I was hungry, and I texted my coach about it. I was like, dude, I'm starving, bro. Like, he's like, what do you have around you? I was like, I got like a protein bar, and that's about it. And he's like, okay, well, eat the protein bar, and he's like, if you want to, go get a cheat meal, like go get a refeed, after the match. And we didn't get back to the hotel until like 1 or 2 in the morning. So I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna go to bed. Right. So I just went to bed, and I woke up, had my cream of rice, and then went to the gym, worked out, and then I did that 8-hour long television, and I was starving after that, like just burnt. And then I was gonna have my cheat meal again, and then I didn't get back to the hotel until 2 in the morning, and then I had to fly out first thing to San Antonio from Denver. So I flew out, and then by the time I got to Denver, because by the time I got to San Antonio is a couple hours ahead of us. By the time I got there, I landed, and I got taken straight to the show. So there's no cheat meal there, but finally I got a refeed last Sunday night. I got a refeed at like midnight.
I mean, I would imagine that you wouldn't, for body image purposes, you wouldn't want to probably have a cheat meal if you're doing TV and you're showing your body.
Right.
So like it kind of bode in your favor.
It did. It really did.
That it didn't work out.
But I woke up the next morning so full though. Like my muscles, everything was just so full.
Sure.
Yeah, and like it wasn't anything bad. It was just it wasn't even a cheeseburger. It was just a double hamburger. No cheese and some fries. That was it. And a small Diet Coke. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Diet Coke's the business, man. I never waste calories on liquids. If I'm cheating, I never waste. I mean, regardless, I never waste calories on. Well, no, I take that liquid IV has obviously calories. So, but when I'm like cheating, I always drink Diet Coke, man. I can't bring myself to waste calories on Coke or Sprite or something like that.
I actually like Diet Coke. I'm a big fan of it.
Well, I like Coke Zero the best. Coke Zero.
Oh, I haven't had a Coke Zero.
Any zero kind of soda is the best. It tastes just like the real thing.
Yeah, I haven't had anything zero like that in a long time.
Diet Coke is like the ugly duckling of the Coke family. It's like it's like the Bud Light. It tastes exactly opposite of what Coca-Cola tastes like. I don't even know how they can consider it Coke in any regard.
Are you more of like a Diet Pepsi guy? Or no.
I'll drink Diet Coke, man. If because generally places have Diet Coke,
right?
But I'm all for anything zero, any soda product that's zero, I'm there because it tastes like the real deal, man.
Yeah.
But well, it's good that you had a good weekend, bro.
Oh, dude, it was honestly, man, it was one of the best weekends I've had in a very long time.
And I want to say, I want to give a big shout out to all of the Gymshark fuckboy wearing pussies in the gym. Big shout out to you all.
I'm guessing there was a bunch of them today.
Fuck those guys, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't fail, man. Any guy that I see that wears Gymshark trains like a pussy.
I can't stand Gymshark.
Any guy that wears Gymshark, I've never seen a guy that wears Gymshark apparel training hard. Never. It doesn't happen. At least in my gym, which is your gym, doesn't happen. So shout out to
you guys.
All the Gymshark wearing fuck boys that train like pussies.
Fuck.
Eat a dick. Eat lots of dick.
They probably do, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not a big Gymshark guy. I don't like that stuff, you know. Gymshark.
I'm gonna put that on our shirt. That's gonna be a phrase on the Beauty and Bronze shirt.
What? Get fucked Gymshark?
Get fucked Gymshark. Something like that. I have to maybe I'll just put it. Shout out to all the Gymshark fuck boys.
There you go. That's a good one. Shout out to all
about
you
it, but
Gymshark fuck boys.
That needs to go on a shirt.
That needs to go on a shirt.
I almost defamed Gymshark by buying a Gymshark shirt and then taking it to the printer shop, to the screen printing shop, and having him put a big middle finger over the Gymshark logo.
Nice.
But I'm like, nah, that's fucked up, dude, because it's not Gymshark that I'm mad at.
Right. I'm
not even mad in general. The only contention I have is, and I've exhausted this pretty profoundly on this podcast, how much I despise people that, well, not despise, but I don't have any respect for kids, for these guys that train like, I can't even say girls, because girls train harder than them. They train like really frail pussies. No respect, man. No. And as a man, you want respect from other men. I don't care what man you are. You want respect from other men.
You know, I got a lot of respect.
Don't have it from me.
Fuck no, because you're Gymshark pussies. I got a lot of respect this weekend, which was cool. A lot of people were like, dude, you look way different. We love what you're doing. Just keep doing you. And made me feel really, really fucking good. Made me want to fucking grind harder. Yeah. It really did. It made me want to fucking grind even fucking harder. Even there's two guys that are into bodybuilding. These guys are fucking huge. His name's Alexander Hammerstone and Brian Cage. And me and Brian have always been cool. It's just me and Hammerstone have never really been very cool with each other, right? And my coach knows Hammerstone, right? And me and Hammer are on the same show on Sunday in Texas. And I haven't seen Hammer in a couple years. And first thing he did, man, when he walked in, he was saying hi to everybody. He came to me. I go, "What's up, Hammer?" He goes, "What's up, Sledge?" And he grabbed my hand. He pulled me in for a big hug. He's like, "Dude, I'm fucking proud of you, bro. Just keep doing what you're fucking doing."
Does he follow you on Instagram?
He does now, yeah.
Oh, he didn't before.
He didn't before, but my coach, he follows my coach.
So my coach has been seeing,
yeah. So, and he's like, "Dude, just keep going." He's like, "If you need any advice, just hit me up." I was like, "Fuck."
Why do you think you guys had problems before? He didn't like you.
It was just immature bullshit. He blasted me on Instagram one time, trying to say I tried to steal his gimmick or some shit. I don't know. It was just real immature bullshit on both sides. That now we're both older, and we're both older in the business, and it's just water under the bridge. I don't give a fuck. And he, and he probably doesn't give a fuck either. So it's just one of those things where it's just I'd rather have him as a peer than an enemy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because he looks great. He's fucking the MLW World Heavyweight Champion. He's a savage in the gym. And he kind of has the same kind of attitude as you do a little bit, to a point, where he's just I squat. What he posted on Instagram yesterday. He goes, I'm leg lunging what your max squat is. Go fuck yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's kind of one of those guys, but he's jacked as shit. Hammerstone's jacked. Yeah. He is 260 pounds, just solid muscle. Huh. Yeah. So.
Can you get that way naturally?
How
tall is he?
He's my height.
6'1", 6'3"?
6'2", 6'3". Yeah.
You think you can get that tall? You can get. Okay, so let's put it into context here. Arnold was he 6'2"? He was 235, 240 on stage.
Was he?
Yeah, and he was clearly on gear.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that a guy was he about his leanness, Arnold's leanness? Because back in the day when they competed, they weren't that lean. But
I would say he's about that leanness. Yeah,
crazy.
I would say that. Thinking about it, yeah, he's very vascular as well. Super vascular. He looks like a fucking guy. He looks like Thor.
Trend veins.
Dude, he looks like fucking Thor, dude.
Trend veins.
Hey, whatever he's doing, bro, shout out, dude, is working. Like, but he's been training for fucking years, though. He's been training for, like, 12 years, like, 13 years. Like, he's been fucking on
I've been training longer than him, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so fucking old, dude. I've been trained since I was 20, and I'm 38. That is insane. And I'm just, I mean, and the crazy thing is, man, I don't feel old, but like I'm getting older, you know? Like my age, my age.
I mean, yeah, but like, it's kind of like that saying that age is just a number, you know?
True. I mean, the mindset's something that, you know, can age as well, but with me, it just doesn't. Like, I feel like, you know, we talked about this in past podcasts. I feel like I haven't done shit like with my life in terms of what I know I'm capable of. And that's just what my conscience is understanding of.
Yeah.
What my subconscious knows is something different. I mean, I don't even know what that knows. You know, there's so many levels to this.
For sure.
But like, I still, even with all that, even with doing the business and doing bodybuilding and doing podcasts and everything I've done prior that I can't really remember, I don't feel like I've done anything. Like, not in terms of in juxtaposition of what I know I'm capable of, what I think I know I'm even capable of. And that's why I think my mind is so young, maybe at heart, you know, if that makes any sense. But
could be because you don't go anywhere either.
And also I don't have a family. I think that's the reason why, because I haven't started a family yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not married. I'm not doing life like that. I would feel older if I had a child, I think, and if I had a wife, you know, and I was doing family life.
Yeah.
But
it will come. It will come in time, dude.
Perhaps.
Yeah. You know, man. Like, I don't really have anything to say off that. I was gonna say,
shocker.
I don't. I really don't have anything to say off that because I just believe age is just a number, and I think that like I'm just getting better with age. I really am, and I'm just getting wiser with age.
Men typically do, right?
Yeah, I'm just getting wiser, and I'm just understanding what I want to do with my life now, and I'm fucking your age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like when I say men do, it's typically because men don't tap into what they're really good at, or they create themselves until they're like mid-30s, early 40s.
Right.
You know,
and I'm loving the ride right now, brother.
It's like they figure it out way late in life. Like they're fucking way late to the party, man. But at least they show up.
At least we show up. You know what I mean? Speaking of showing up, one thing I don't like about planes is people that get up and go to the bathroom constantly. Bugs the shit out of me, especially
if they're overweight.
Yeah, okay.
And they're bumping into you.
Yep. Okay.
Their big fat ass is bumping into you. Their hips are bumping into you. Yeah, man. I'll tell you. I'll fat shame the fuck out of people.
I try not to because I used to be
I
used to be a fat fuck, so I'm not anymore.
Yeah, but I used to have acne, and I used to have a lot of things wrong with me, dude. But like, that's just a part of fucking getting. When people point out, and they're like, "Hey, man, you should fix that." Like, that makes you level up, or else you're in your own echo chamber walking through life, and you think that's okay. And the reason why I don't really fat shame, I just kind of say that to be a little bit satirical, but I will say that, dude, that's not healthy. And you being fat or overweight, whatever you overfat, obese, whatever you want to call it, man, it's not healthy.
It's not.
On your biomarkers. And eventually you're going to die from a health-related issue.
Correct.
So I think people should, in some format, be told the obvious. And like, hey, man, you should fix this. It's not about being jacked and having six-pack abs for them. It's about being healthier, staying around longer on this earth for their children and for people that love them. You're being selfish by putting yourself in that position and constantly putting things in your mouth and overfeeding yourself to the point where you're developing metabolic disorders.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not cool, man.
It's not at all.
Take some onus. Put some onus on yourself and do the right thing.
Absolutely. And like, if you can't walk or anything like that, like that's kind of, you know. And like there's this lady on the plane, and it's kind of nice that I get an aisle seat, but at the same time, having an aisle seat can be like the worst thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm a wide guy, so the girl comes by with the cart, wham, you know, like, you know, girl walks by, wham, you know, it's kind of a, But at the same time, though, it's like no one's there. I can like put my leg out, so like I can kind of stretch out a little bit, you know. One of this lady, man, and I picture her very, very, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, first off, why are you flying? Okay, why are you flying? Because I don't want to be sitting next to you, and I probably know that the people don't want to sit next to you because you're kind of a bigger lady, right? And you probably don't fit in the seat very well, right? But you're constantly going through this very small aisle to go to the bathroom in the back. And you can't move very well. And if you have some kind of, I'm going to call it a disability, because it kind of is a little bit of a disability, you shouldn't be flying, okay? You shouldn't be asking for a fucking wheelchair at the airport. You shouldn't be doing any of that shit. Don't fly. You got to get your shit under control before you fly.
But what if they have to go somewhere?
Go where?
What if they're going where they're flying because they're going to get, bariatric surgery?
Most people drive. Just drive.
What if it's like impossible for her to drive?
So it's easier for them to get on an airplane?
Well, I'm saying what if they can't stay in the car that long? And they need a flight to abbreviate that time going from point A to point B. Got you in a conundrum. Here's the thing, dude. I'm with you, bro. I'm not trying to No. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it.
It's just one of those things where it's just like I don't know. I just kept getting bumped by her, and I was just like, man, like it's only an hour and a half flight. Like, what the fuck? Why do you have to go into the goddamn bathroom? Like, I get it. Like, I've flown with food poisoning. It sucks. And I had them sit me right by the bathroom and go, I have food poisoning, so I'm probably going to be throwing up a lot. So please put me right by the bathroom. And the stewardess was great. She was just like, yeah, no problem. I'll put you right here. No one will mess with you. And, do what you got to do, right? But if you know that you're going to have to get up to the bathroom that many times, you should probably get a seat by the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Because it's going to be harder for you to get from point A to point B, especially if you're a heavier set human being, right? Go at the front of the plane, right, where there's usually a bathroom at the front of the plane. Go first class, sit in a little bit of a more comfortable seat, and have the bathroom right there. Or go your ass to the very back of the plane, next to the bathroom, wait for everybody to deboard, and then you go.
All this bathroom talk is making me have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna hold it as long as I can, man. I'm gonna hold it.
Do you have prostate issues?
No, the problem with on Tuesday when we podcast, I train. My schedule has me training a little bit later in the day, which is the reason why I come here and I'm so hot about Gymshark F, but it's like. I drink a lot of fluids at the gym training, and then I drink a lot of fluids. I drink liquid IV after I get done training, and more water on top of that. So it's like, I'm like fucking filled up when I get here. And I try to pee as much as I can before we jump on.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do this shit, because if I leave, I have you talking in front of the camera on your own. And I don't know. You could probably do that really good.
I could do that pretty
well. Because you're a twitcher.
Yeah.
And but I'm trying to prohibit that from happening best I can. It's going away. It's like eradicating a little bit.
Like waterfalls.
Shut up. So I think we're good. Maybe for 3.5 minutes. But I'll squirm a little bit. Try to hold it,
a little bit. That's why I peed before we went, because I had to pee, and I
peed too, man. You saw me.
I know. I pounded a bunch of fluids before when I got home, because I only had like limited water on the plane. So like I pounded a bunch of water when I got home, and took like some aminos and shit. And then I had posing practice right when I got home. So I got home, dropped my stuff, jumped on with my coach, did posing, drank some water, ate. Like I've literally been home for like maybe like 2 hours. That's about it. Maybe 3, if that. So yeah.
Well,
but that's the life I chose.
That's the life we chose.
Right.
You chose.
I chose. And I wouldn't change it for the world.
So, interestingly enough, today I did another podcast, and it's with this people from there. It's called Gym Lords Podcast, and they interview people that own gyms. They reach out to me. They're like, "Hey, would you want to do this this podcast, you will interview on what your take is about owning a gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, low key, dude, that sounds boring as fuck. Because I can already imagine what these questions are going to be like. Well, what made you want to start a gym? What made you, you know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Now, are you really going to hear anything different in this? I looked them up, dude. They have a lot of fucking episodes, like over 900.
Wow.
And they have, like, I don't know, 30-some thousand reviews or something. Like, yeah. I think it was that. I hope I'm not wrong. But the point is, they had a pretty good traction, you know, and I'm like, and then I'm going down the list, and I don't listen to any of them, by the way, because I don't care. But I go on, I go down the list.
So bad.
I don't care.
You're like, I just did this podcast. It's this, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't, man. I'm not going to listen to it when it comes out. Don't care. Okay. So. But I will say that when I was going down the list and I'm looking at the description, when they write out the description of the podcast, what it's about.
Yeah.
It's literally the same description in each podcast. We sit down with blah, 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 blah to hear their take on opening a gym. It's like that. Almost, for at least the descriptions that I read, I probably read maybe 7 or 8 down. And I'm like, well, this is the way it is for probably the entirety of the archive.
I would have declined doing it.
Nah, man, I'm humbled by that shit. If somebody reaches
out
to me.
Where are they based out of?
So it was Zoom call. Obviously, it was. He told me, but I forgot. But they have so many. They have like 4 different people working for them. See, what they do is they have 4 or 5 different representatives that reach out to people and do Zoom meetings and podcasts with these gym owners. So there's like 4 people or 5 people that are working all across the United States gathering these podcasts. They may do 3 or 4 a day. That's how they're doing such large volume.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know when my podcast is coming out. Don't care again. But it's like, that's their business. That's their model. Like, and they're doing so much volume. But they have people that are working for them essentially. But it's all done Zoom. And that's kind of shitty because you're an audio head and the audio quality sucks dick when it's on Zoom.
Horrendous.
Even if you got a good webcam and it picks up your voice, it's still shit.
It's usually what happens is because usually when people do Zoom calls and stuff like that, they usually do it from their phones, right? And usually the Bluetooth microphone on the phone or on it, like my Beats audio, right? Paid $200-something for these motherfuckers. The Bluetooth, me talking on the phone sounds like I'm underwater.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's because you don't have what we have.
What?
Perfect.
Okay. What?
Okay.
Excuse me.
That mic probably smells amazing. What we have right here.
It's your fault, man. You fed me a LaCroix.
Okay.
The carbonated water is making me.
First off, that's a lie. I did not
it's not a lie.
feed you a LaCroix.
Yeah, you said, hey, man, you want a LaCroix?
I did not.
And I said, hey, thanks, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
You walked in and you said, where the fuck is my LaCroix?
That's I said the true story. You're telling a lie.
No, I'm not. Why would I fib about this?
I said, you had a LaCroix already out for me. And I said, oh, man, thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
It's like,
wow.
Bullshit.
Why are you actively making yourself the villain right now?
I had a LaCroix, and I was sitting there drinking my nice little LaCroix, and you're like, hey, man, where the fuck is my LaCroix? And I said, it's upstairs, motherfucker. Go get it.
Not true.
And you went upstairs and you grabbed it.
The truth is what I said, people.
Okay. That's a lie.
Wow.
And what was that show? And that is determined a lie. Yeah.
That is determined.
It was Jerry Springer.
What were we talking about?
You are the father. Just kidding.
I wish. What were we talking about?
I don't know. We jumped from gym bro fuckheads to people that need.
Oh, the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're really excited that's coming out.
Really, they just do a lot of volume, man, and it's but again, man, I guess it's boring to me to talk to people about opening a business, because at the end of the day, business is a burden. If you want to adopt it, you adopt it, you know, but if you're passionate about it and that drives you to do the business, then it's worth it. But a lot of times It's not glamorous, dude. Like, being an entrepreneur is not glamorous. It's a burden.
But yeah, for sure. So since you did this podcast, now I'm kind of curious. What questions did they ask you?
Basically, what got you into wanting to do a gym?
The shit you were expecting.
Exactly. And then they kind of took some other direction. Well, they took some. They did ask me a couple other things, like they asked me my background, but they asked me like the background leading up to why you opened a gym, and I gave a very succinct story, and then, you know, what do you feel is like a hurdle in your business? Blah 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 blah. So, I don't know, man. I still shout out to them for like allowing me on the platform. It was cool. I'm humbled by that. I'm not taking that for granted.
Did you drop this pod on there?
I actually did, because they asked me what I do what I do apart from the business, and I told them this is when they asked me this. Have you ever when I get on stream, they asked me, the first question she asked me was, so is this your first time doing a podcast? Have you done podcasts? Have you been on any podcasts before? And I told her yes, and that segued into the fact that, and I also say that I operate 2 podcasts, one by myself and then one with a buddy of mine, and I gave him the names. And but yeah, so that did come up, but it's just, you know, I could tell that what I was saying to her, because I start going. That's just my personality. I'll start going, especially if I'm really full-fledged on something, I'm really wholehearted about something. I don't care who's in front. I don't care if I'm talking to Donald Trump. I'll go all in with my vernacular, my hand movements, etc. Like, just the way that I am. I'm animated in that regard. And I could tell that it was just kind of, might have been too much for her, you know.
Because usually you wouldn't think of like gym owners or anything like that being good at like public speaking or stuff like that. You know, they usually hire people to do their PR shit for them. Yeah. So when you go and you tell them that, oh yeah, I do my own shit, they go, oh, and then you're very animated with it. They go, oh.
Oh, and she was a psych. She told me she told me a little bit about herself before going on. She says, you know, I'm a psych major and blah blah blah. So I know if you're a psych major, you're analyzing me to the T. You know what I mean?
Was she hot?
I was not attracted to her.
Oh.
So, but you know, I'm sure she's attractive to somebody.
Well, everybody's attractive to somebody.
Sure, just not me.
But it was. LaCroix is.
It was an interesting. I told the truth about that. It was an interesting conversation at that.
I was determined to lie.
Moment of silence for the LaCroix drink. This is a good LaCroix.
It is.
The lemon is good.
It's really good. I'm a big fan of the lemon one. Yeah. I still have one more meal to eat because like I'm kind of behind on meals.
Which meal is it?
Just my protein shake.
Which is 2 scoops?
Yeah.
Do you have peanut butter or anything like that in there?
Half a banana.
And no peanut butter.
No peanut butter. I usually put my peanut butter. So my diet actually changes tomorrow.
Exciting.
Yeah. So
those are exciting times for prep, for people in prep.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand that. It's like, we might have people listening to this who are like, diet's a bad word. Why do you go on a diet? Just eat whatever you want. Well, okay. Well, we'll see how far that gets you.
Then you're that girl on the plane that, you know, bumps into me constantly.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I mean, I think that a diet is nothing more than structure. Yeah. That's what it boils down to. You can call it a diet, you can call it way of eating, you can call it structure. No matter. It's that. You know?
We're just
structured eating.
We're taking away a carb meal, and we're taking away chicken and adding fish. So now I'm just having nothing but fish.
Do you like fish?
Love fish.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like, I love fish.
I used to eat fish. Because it's easy to bake. It's easy, you know, prep and everything. But my house is like fish, and I just couldn't do it, man.
I guess it'd be the Mexican market right by where we live, right by the O'Reilly's, right? They have like fresh fish in there, and I just go in there and buy it by the box, and great.
Do you know also the reason why I don't like fish? Because it's not filling.
Well,
you know?
Yeah.
Especially when you're dieting, you're not eating a lot. What do you eat, like 6 to 8 ounces?
6.
Yeah, it's just like you're done with that in like 3 spoonfuls,
bro.
You know,
it's quick.
You know, so that's another reason why I like to like even.
It's like a fillet and a half.
a fillet. It's a fillet and a half.
Yeah.
You just said fillet.
What is it? A fillet?
Yes.
Oh, it's like a fillet and a half. Something like that. I'm trying to think. Yeah, depends on how big the fillet is.
Yeah,
it's a phalange.
It's a fillet.
The phalange and a half.
Yeah. Okay. So the chicken, when I would have chicken, even though I ate so much chicken, I would be almost not barfing, but like I'd be very close to it because I'm putting, and as I'm forcing it down.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's good to go to fish or something like that, at least for me. But again, it's just I'm just never been a fish guy. And even, and then people that would eat fish, this was a whole theory, this thought of idea, like this idea that fish makes your skin thinner, and to eat a lot of fish pre-contest because it'll make your skin look thin. Have you ever heard that?
I've never heard that.
Yeah, that was a touted ideology from most bodybuilders, even like really acclaimed bodybuilders would say that.
Huh.
Yeah. And I just, obviously, you can believe it makes sense. If you put it in theory, your mind can be like, oh, I think I can see what that how that would, how that would, I guess, work itself out in real life. But it's like, no, it's not true.
I don't see how it could be true. Like I was, as you were talking about it, like, and you were like, people have really wrapped their head around it. I'm like, how the fuck did that even happen?
It was really just a touted ideology that just got it really just propagated over time, and people just ended up adopting it.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe somebody came out and dispelled it or whatever, or people just got smart, started using their fucking brains, and were like, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me, and I'm pretty fucking knuckleheadish. So if it doesn't make,
good for you.
And if it ain't making sense, it ain't making dollars.
Yeah,
so.
you wouldn't fell for it.
No.
So.
But yeah, no, they're taking out a carb meal, adding peanut butter instead of the carb, and then
how much peanut butter? A tablespoon?
Yeah, a tablespoon.
You would, if you saw my breakfast, you would be like, oh my gosh, I hate you. I have oatmeal and peanut butter in the morning and a protein shake. So that's my breakfast before I go train. 3 scoops of whey. I have the sugary brown sugar and maple brown sugar oatmeal packet. And then I basically put oatmeal in my peanut butter, because the peanut butter scoop is probably, if I was to put it in measurement, it's probably 3/4 of a cup. It's a humongous dollop, and I dunk that into the cup of oatmeal that's been cooked, obviously.
Yeah.
Let it sit there.
Melt down.
Yeah, melt down. And then I drink my protein shake, and then I also have my pre-workout beside it, and that's like a real fruity, sugary type, even though there's no sugar in it, it's like a fruity, sweet drink. And I'll sip that while eating the peanut butter oatmeal, which is basically peanut butter. Oh, it's my favorite fucking meal, and it's probably the most calorically expensive.
So you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
My first meal is 1 cup of egg whites, and this is my favorite meal as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1 cup of egg whites. My last 2 meals are my first meal, and then my last meal are my favorite. 1 cup of egg whites, and then I have 43 grams of cream of rice.
Which is, for the people that don't understand grams,
it's a serving size of cream of rice, and then a tablespoon of peanut butter and a tablespoon of jelly, with 3 ounces of pineapple.
Do you know what makes you probably look forward to that meal? I'm just going to go on a limb here and presuppose this. It's the jelly and the pineapple.
The sugar, the sugary, and it's like peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's so nothing.
Yeah, it's
you
nothing.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, it's literally nothing. But I look forward to that meal every morning.
Do you ever think to yourself, because this has happened to me numerous times when I was in prep, I would think, I just want to eat more of this food that I'm having daily. So, for example, like that little concoction you just described, just having 3 servings or 4 servings of that.
Yeah.
You know, for a cheat meal.
So I was thinking,
or refeed.
Or refeed, yeah. So I was thinking that, or like, I was like, what if I just, because I really like cream of rice. Like, I think it's fucking great. What if I changed my carb out for just cream of rice instead of potato? Like, I'm doing potato right now. Like, what if I change the potato and put cream of rice in? Mm-hmm. What will happen? Like, curiosity, because it's still a digestible carb. It's a very quick digestible carb. So, like, would there be a difference?
Calorically speaking, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you know.
So if it's not calorically speaking, then no.
You know. So yeah, I was just like, I was thinking about that because I really like cream of rice. Like, I really love me some fucking cream of rice.
Do you know the thing is like, there's really no magical food. What it boils down to is calories in, calories out per day.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that arithmetic, but the only type of food that's going to serve any magical purpose to you is when you're peaking for a show the day of the show. That's the only time that you need to get magical or more particular about your foods. But apart from everything else, like everything leading up to the show, nothing matters. It's all what you're going to adhere to, what's going to keep you full, what's going to keep you satiated, and in the terms of the caloric value of the food. So if the amount of potato you're going to eat is the same amount as the amount of cream of rice you're going to eat, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
You know, but to mix things up is good for, you know, the psychological factor to keep you adhered.
Yeah.
But apart from that, there's no magical ways about different foods. It's just a matter of what you can adhere to, what fills you up, what keeps you satiated, etc. Apart from the day of the show when you're peaking to go on stage, then those foods matter. Then those different foods that you might not have in your diet every day matter.
I'm fucking, dude. I'm.
Or the foods that you were like, the foods that serve a little bit more of a, that give you a quick effect.
Yeah.
Those foods that you want to incorporate. That is the magic behind those foods because of the effect that they give you right away.
I just can't believe like how quick it's came up. Like, I'm fucking 10 weeks away. I'm almost 10 weeks away. Like, I'm 75 days or something like that. It's so crazy how quick. Because we were talking about it a couple months ago. Yeah, you keep fucking with it. And
we should tell people like what we're talking about when we talk about peak week and we talk about getting ready for the show and being backstage. You know, people that are listening that don't compete or never competed or don't know any competitors, they're kind of like, well, what are you talking about? When we talk about these things, we talk about these types of foods that, you know, maybe spike vascularity, get you to maybe pull in water and bring more fast glucose into the cell to get you that popping look. Those foods are going to be like, those foods are going to be the more of the, let's call them fun foods, man. Like, you know, maybe a cookie, maybe some. A lot of people do is rice cakes with jelly and shit like that, or rice cakes with peanut butter and jelly, or rice cakes with peanut butter, or I've even been backstage and my coach even ordered me to do a small pizza one time. He said, I want you to take a small personal-sized pizza, which is like 800 calories, but it's loaded with obviously sodium, and depending on how flat I was the day of, was if we would pull that out of the toolbox and use that essentially. And so I was considerably flat that day, and he's like, go eat that personal pizza. Dude, I got first that fucking show.
Let's go.
That was from that pizza, man. But
let's go.
You can't, I mean, not all the time is that going to work.
Right.
But I mean, like different foods like that, even like Gatorade, sipping that fructose is going to put you in that vascular state a little bit more readily. So anyways, when you prep for a show, you get as lean as you can that day. When you're backstage pumping up, that's when you use those foods. And so that's what we're referring to.
Yeah. And I'm very, when coach was like, we're changing your diet this week. And when you get back from the road, we're going to change your diet. And I talked to him today. And even in posing practice and whatnot today, he's really liking where I'm at. He's like, you're right on schedule. And which is good, even with me having a refeed this weekend. When I wasn't supposed to be having a refeed at all until show, he gave me a refeed. And he's like, you're still right where you need to be. I haven't checked my weight yet. I still have to get down to 220. I haven't checked my weight since I've been home. But I'm probably sitting around like 235. I'm giving, give or take. I'm guessing. That's me guessing. There's no way I'm over 240. Mm-hmm. So, and yeah, man, I feel good. I feel really good. You know, I'm a little tired, but no, I feel good. But I've been traveling, so I'm on multiple different time zones. So, yeah, it's fun.
Well, that's just your season right now. You're in,
bro. I am way more busy right now than I was last year. Last year, I was not busy at all. Barely anything, right? And I guess we were still kind of in the pandemic, I guess, to the point, like a little bit. But, like, I was not nearly as busy as I am now. And it is insane. And it just keeps getting busier and busier, which I love.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the changes I made in my life.
Yeah, and more people are taking you serious.
Yes.
The people that you want to take you serious are taking you more serious.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's all because you're leveling up, you're bettering yourself, and you're in some ways reinventing yourself, and that is what people should focus on. Because unless you're okay where you're at, which I would argue most people are not okay where they're at. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take you going back to the drawing board, seeing where you are going wrong, because not where you went wrong, where you're currently going wrong, addressing the issues, making a plan of attack, and facilitating on that plan of attack, and adopting discipline all the way through until that plan of attack is obvious, or you get to the end of that, or you meet your goal, etc., or you even supersede your goal. That's what it's about, man. And these things happen in seasons. You know, I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 3 or 4 or 6 or even a year. I mean, 3, 6 months or even a year. It happens gradually. But
you know what's crazy though is you've watched the whole transformation.
Mm-hmm. And it gets easier the more months go on. You know, because you've now ingrained these behaviors and these patterns that are now autonomous to some degree. Yeah. Where they weren't prior. It was a struggle to implement these things, whereas now they're not so much.
Yeah, I remember sitting sitting and telling you that I was going to do a bodybuilding show, and you're like, hey, you gave me the kind of like, and it motivated me a little bit. You gave me the okay, we'll see kind of like, because I was really heavy at the time. You're like, okay, you know, we'll see.
It wasn't about that. It was about the mindset that I could extract from you at that point in time in your life. Yeah. And I know what it takes to do a bodybuilding show. So I'm like, I don't think he has what it takes. And that's what I remember thinking. Yeah. But I also remember thinking, I hope he proves me wrong. And maybe I even said that. We can go back and listen to it. But I'm pretty sure I either said it. If not, I didn't say it. I was thinking that. Because I don't want to be right about that shit. Because I have friends that try to do bodybuilding shows and they pull out. Yeah. I've had one recently within the last year or two do it. Pulls out. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how you would get all ready and then like a few weeks out, or some people I've seen them do it like a week out. It's like, what?
You did all this work. Why?
So again, at the end of the day, I know what it takes to put into a bodybuilding to prep and get that lean. And I know it's not losing 20 pounds. And I also know that people underreport what they think they have to lose to get into quality and to get into show shape. I mean, I even at one point underreported what I thought. My coach said, nah, you're going to be this. I thought I was going to be, get this. I remember saying to my coach, I said, by the way, I'm 5'10 and a half. I'm 5'10 and a half. I told my coach, I said, I want to be 200 pounds on stage or I'm not going to compete. And no, I didn't tell my coach that. I told a buddy that had been already competing. And he was natural. And he said, not going to happen, man. He's like, unless you do gear, that's not going to happen at your height. And so I said, and then that kind of like, I was like, fuck, because I didn't know reality. And that's why I said what I said, that audacious comment of, I'm going to be 200 pounds before I compete. I want to compete light heavyweight. Yeah. Nah, not going to happen. Not at my height with natural musculature. Not going to happen, man. So I told my coach when I started signing on to a coach, I said, what do you think I will be? And in my head, I had a number. I'm thinking he's going to say like 190. And then, to me, that was like low. I'm like, fuck, 190 is like fucking low. He's all, you're going to compete around 170s. And he was right. 170s to 180, like high 178, 180. But you're talking about getting like for me, I think it was like sub 7 or 6% body fat. Like I couldn't get lower than that, not for the prep that I did. And that's all I could get, bro. And it was like, now, had I been on drugs, different story, dude. But not on drugs, that's what I could get. Maybe it's genetic based. I don't know, but I never got as lean as I would like. And I followed everything to the fucking T. Everything, dude. And I probably did more than I needed to do.
Yeah.
Ate less calories, and maybe that hurt me. Fuck, I don't know, dude. But it's like you never really know what you're gonna look like that day. You never really think you're gonna be that small. But then again, this is a different world for natural and enhanced, different worlds, dude. Right. It's different worlds. You can't be a natural lifter, be in the wee weeks of prep, and keep your muscle or put on muscle, whereas you can do that when you're on gear, and that's what makes it a lot easier to stay the task. It just is, dude. And so that's a disrupting feeling when you're working out and there's no fucking pump because you're on low carbs and you don't have anything to, even salt won't fucking work. Salt and water don't work, and you look small as fuck in the mirror. It is crippling, dude. And you don't even want to be there. And it's leg day. Like,
you got to crush legs.
And you have to crush, but
unless you're wearing a Gymshark t-shirt, because then you don't crush shit because you're pussies.
But it's like, it's aggravating, bro.
You don't even crush pussy. All right? You don't even crush pussy.
Anyway. You don't even crush
pussy. All right? You pussy.
But it's a process, man. It's an arduous one at that. But those that stay the course, even if you get dead, even if anybody, even if anybody gets dead last, man, the fact that you showed up, you went on stage, you did your thing, and you did all your thing for weeks prior, you're a stronger human being because of that, man.
I agree.
And that will funnel into anything you do in life. Anything. And it's been of massive quality for me in that regard. Even if I didn't take anything with bodybuilding, I didn't do anything with bodybuilding, it did a lot for me.
Well, that was what I originally talked to you about doing it. Was what I wanted to do was I wanted to do the mental game of it, do the mental push of it, because I know that once I get on stage and I get through that mental hurdle of me being on low carbs, being super fucking depleted and all of the fun shit that you just mentioned, I'm gonna come out mentally stronger.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And I'm gonna be able to really know what my body is able to do, and that's a cool thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then that's just gonna make me mentally tougher with other things, and it's where I'm at in 2023 right now. Is I just want to get mentally tougher at everything that I do.
Yeah.
So
I think everybody needs to, especially those Gymshark fuck boys.
Yeah, fuck you Gymshark fuck boys, pussies. You don't crush puss. I think that's it.
I gotta pee.
I know.
Like, even worse.
We'll end it.
Beauty and brawn.
Yeah, Gymshark pussies.